ultimate driving machine company. The good news is that the E36 was a terrific car. The styling was much more sophisticated than the previous generations. It had evolved from a real boxy style that had come from the 2002 through the first two generations of the 3 Series into more of an elegant design. And there's even some styling cues on that car, like the little spoiler line across the trunk that went on to the next generation and can even be seen in the E90. So it started to look like a more sophisticated and more subtle car. The engines got better. We had a 2.5 liter engine, dual overhead cam, new multi-link rear suspension in the car. So the sophistication continued to evolve and continued to support the ultimate driving machine positioning. We won this huge succession of awards from Car and Driver, with the 3 Series being one of the 10 best cars for 14 or 15 years. And it really started with that model.
I think the growth of the 3 Series into several body styles has been one of the keys to its success. When the 3 Series was first launched, it was only a two-door sedan, and it wasn't for quite a while until the next generations offered four-door sedans, offered a pure two-door coupe, a wagon, a convertible, and an M3. But I think the reason that they all work so well as sport sedans is the philosophy of the company. I mean, the company's philosophy is, you know, everything we build has to meet certain standards as a BMW. It has to deliver a certain performance, a certain feel, a certain driving experience. So we're not going to take, you know, a winning combination that's in a 3 Series and build, say, a wagon off of it that would be more luxury oriented. You know, first and foremost, it has to deliver what's expected from a BMW 3 Series.
The 3 Series, without a doubt, is definitely the ultimate driving machine. It was definitely, I think when that tagline was conceived in the 70s, we were a smaller company where the 3 Series was just such an integral part of what BMW was. And I think to this day, it still has the embodiment of everything that BMW stands for.
It's not the ultimate rowing machine. It's not the ultimate flying machine. It's not the ultimate riding machine. It's the ultimate driving machine. And when you think of machine, it's not the ultimate driving car. That's even general. But the idea that it's a machine, and what you immediately think of is this sort of mechanism, especially the gears, and you think of the engine. And that is what BMW is about. It's about performance. And that's inherent in that tagline.
When you think about all the cars you've driven in a 25-odd year career covering the auto industry, there are plenty of vehicles you get into and you just say, wow, that was fun. Great throttle, great steering, great something. But there are a few cars in all my years that feel so good that you literally feel when you sit down and grab the wheel like you're connected to it.
One of the few phrases, if you will, in the marketing world that has transcended generations, and I think it's because it so perfectly captures what you feel.
The ultimate driving machine means to me the absolute best in its category. If you could only drive one car, you'd want to drive the ultimate driving machine. And I think people respond to the 3 Series exactly that way.
Can the next 3 Series be better than the last 3 Series? We're on our 5th generation, and the question's been asked 5 times. The E90 brings with it a lot of experience about what makes a 3 Series perfect.
Consistency of purpose, excellence of execution. E90 really has to beat a very tough benchmark. I mean, all of this discussion that we're having here is how fantastic the 3 Series is, and all the way back to all of the predecessors. So think about the unbelievable amount of pressure that's on E90 to display its prowess.
You see advances in suspension. I mean, the suspension is a whole nother generation forward from the existing 3 Series. The engines represent phenomenal advancements. We bring Valtronic to the engine, so we get extremely good responsiveness plus good fuel efficiency. We've gone for very lightweight, which makes the weight distribution even better in some sense. We've added safety features, so the E90 is an extremely safe vehicle. Fuel efficiency improves with the engine improvements, at the same time performance does. So there's fantastic kinds of advancements.
The first engine that's ever used, for production engine that's ever used magnesium and aluminium together, it gives it a much lighter weight, more specific performance. I think in many ways it's a grown-up 3 Series.
What you find in a coupe, sedan, or a wagon is always the same thing. It's the BMW DNA. And each vehicle is always a true driving vehicle.
You can trace the 3 Series right back through the generations, and you can see the value in what's been done. You can see that the magic has continued to work, and there has been constant growth in the experience.
I think that's a little bit of the magic. It's the original, and it's always difficult to displace the original so long as the subsequent iterations are substantially better.
The essence of the car has really not changed, but the interpretation of the car has evolved and evolved and evolved to what we're driving today.
That's the testament to the 3 Series. The 3 Series perseveres. The 3 Series has the longevity. It has all the pedigree from over 30 years of kind of knowledge. That's what really makes it different.
The feeling of driving a 3 Series is priceless.
BMW's always striving to make it that much better.
The 3 Series gets better and better every year.
Since day one, we have been the ultimate driving machine.
All of our competitors build good cars. But then they drive the BMW and they have to say, I'm home.